I've lost my job, my apartment, my car, and my girlfriend.
Hello, Iona College, and everyone out there listening. Ian Sachs, Big Shot, Rob Buncardo on the Morning Roast here. Good Tuesday morning to everybody. And Rob, how are you doing?
Doing good. Just sick and tired of this wet weather the past 2 days.
Yeah, it does put a little bit of a damper on your mood, but we had such beautiful weather the week before. All of last week was phenomenal. So you have a few wet days yesterday and today, and you got to take your rainy days with the sunny days, as Mr. Ken Reichman would say. So we had the sunny days, now we got to take a few rainy days, and you know what? April showers, what do they bring, Rob?
Spring flowers.
Very nice. I like my May flowers, so I'm okay with these April showers. But anyway, we over the weekend especially was just so nice. It was a beautiful weekend, and of course capped off with the Relay for Life Radiothon here. Well, Relay for Life and the Radiothon. It was a sensational day on Saturday. After Accepted Students Day, everybody staying around and having our 12-hour radio marathon. Some excitement on that night, but still, all in all, a very great event. Right, Rob?
Yeah, most definitely. We did that 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. You, Chelsea, and Pete, the last 2 hours, 3 to 5, the graveyard shift. It was an amazing experience, and WICR will continue doing this. This is definitely a great thing that we did, and had a great time working with all you guys.
Absolutely. I was part of the Radiothon last year, so were you, and at that point, we were just general members. We had a show slot in the PM, and that was it. I left here around midnight, figured, okay, I did my show, I'm good. This year, of course, both of us being now on the e-board, taking more active leadership roles, and I have to say, it was a great experience, and I'm already counting the days down till next year's Relay for Life Radiothon.
Almost definitely. Next year is going to be even crazier. I think I might even stay till 5 a.m. next year.
We need more people on that graveyard shift. And one of the funniest things was when Chelsea, Pete, and I were on the show. We're on the air, and it seemed like every 30 seconds there'd be a time check. It's 4:18. Then someone says something. It's 4:19 now. So that was great. And then what made it even funnier was when people would pass by from Relay for Life, like if with it being the last hour, it's starting to take things down and stuff like that, and they would pass by and look in here and say, and they must have been thinking to themselves, what are they doing in there? Who's broadcasting on the air at 4 a.m.? But hey, Chelsea and Pete, great doing the show with you, and I look forward to next year when we're right back there at 5 a.m. and then we walk out of La Penta. Get ready for this. Walk out of La Penta, finish up the show. The sun is starting to come up. And now at 5 a.m., when you've been up for 20 plus hours and you just got off the air, you're exhausted, you don't want to see the sun. I mean, it's a great thing, but you don't want to see the sun coming up.
And the birds chirping.
Oh, when I was lying in bed, when I finally got into bed around 6, the birds were going a mile a minute, and it was so light out, and I said, this should not be like this. But still, a great experience. I still haven't caught up. Sleep-wise, I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball, without a doubt.
Me too, Ian. Even though I didn't stay up till 5 a.m., I stayed up to 3 a.m. But I have to catch up on my sleep. But I've been all over the place, Ian. I'm still only getting about 4 to 5 hours of sleep. My sleeping pattern's all messed up, but should be fine by the end of this week.
Yeah, and that's hopefully the great thing is that you can catch up at some point. But Rob, I was telling you before we went on the air today, that last night I started to work on a paper that I have to do, and I wrote, the first few sentences. I said, let me take a minute or two break, just close my eyes for a few minutes. 20 minutes later, I wake up, say to myself, okay, I should start working on it a little bit. I'm going to look for quotes, and I'm listening to my recording of an interview. My eyelids are starting to get very heavy, and I say, it's not worth it. So then I go up to bed, but then I'm still only getting 5 hours, even with calling it quits relatively early before my work was done. We're just too busy.
You want to know what I did this weekend?
Oh, boy.
I watch Game of Thrones every Sunday. Now, Game of Thrones runs from 9 to 10. 9:30, I'm like, you know what? Let me just lay down a little bit on the couch. Out. I wake up, it's 1 in the morning. I'm like, what? And there it went my whole day. I was like, oh, man. Well, on Sunday, after the show, I got home about like 4 a.m., and then I ended up having my mother wake me up at 9, and I was like, oh, gosh. My eyes just would not open. I was like, wow, I was just so out of it. And then Sunday, I guess I caught up a little bit on my beauty rest.
Oh, the beauty rest of Rob Buncardo.
So now I have to catch up on Game of Thrones now. Now I have to catch up.
Well, for me, after a very busy day Saturday, getting home at 5:30 Sunday morning, finally get rolling into bed at 6, I had to get up to drive to Bridgeport for a minor league hockey game to cover for sports journalism class. So got up there fine. It was during the game, and I was thinking, how am I going to drive back? I could fall asleep right now. So luckily there was a rest stop a few miles before we got to the stadium. So on the way back, I said to Richie, who I was going with, I said to him, look, we're stopping at the rest stop, and I'm getting the biggest coffee that they have. So we stopped off there. They had McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts. I looked, same price. I went over to Dunkin' Donuts. I said, large coffee. They were like, anything else? And I said, no, just the coffee.
Large coffee and 5 shots of espresso.
I wasn't that bad. By the end of this week, though, I might need those 5 shots of espresso because, let's just say, this week is looking almost as busy as that weekend, and that's not a good thing. I mean, it is a good thing because you like to be busy, but at times you like to have a second to stop and think and sleep. But anyway, it's a good thing that we're that busy.
Oh yeah, it most definitely is. Even this weekend, my friends, some of my friends want to go to Gale Guts. Not Gale Guts, the Payne Youth they're having on Saturday. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do it, but you know what? I got a couple weeks till finals. We're almost done with school. Enjoy everything while it still lasts before it all ends. Because summer just comes in a blink.
And that's the crazy thing, that we have 3 weeks of classes and then 1 week of finals, basically.
Yeah. And we're seniors.
Right.
Who would have thought that college would be going this fast? When I remember first entering into high school, teacher I had at 3rd grade in middle school tells me, when you're in high school, everything flies by. High school went in a heartbeat. Now, did I even know college would be even faster? College, it's like, bam, you're already at the end of the semester, and I can't believe how fast time just flies, and then off to the work field.
College definitely goes a lot faster than high school. It seemed like high school was a significant portion of time, and each year seemed like it, had a few drags and then picked up, and then, of course, it's like, wow, the year is over. But in college, it seriously feels like we were at the end of freshman year.
Oh, most definitely.
Freshman year, I have to admit, dragged a little bit. Since then, I blinked, and now we're 4 weeks away from being seniors, which is just insane. And another thing was, like, when we entered as freshmen, of course, everyone experiences this. You're the low man on the totem pole. You have to work your way up. You get the worst things and everything. But now we're the leaders. We're the ones that are getting all the props. We have the name recognition, and that's a great thing to have. And I remember in high school it worked the same way, and then in college it didn't even hit me. It just, of course. But now, and with the rapid speed that college happened at, it's amazing how things have gone. And you know, Rob, that the speed that the first 3 years have gone, senior year is going to be twice the speed.
Oh, most definitely, which is why, Ian, we have to make the best of everything senior year. We have so much to do. We have the basketball team we got to cover. We have women's basketball we're going to be covering where we do GameCast. We have so much we're going to do. And, I mean, we have so little time, but we just got to make sure everything works. We got to prepare other kids, freshmen coming in, prepare them for what's going on in the next couple years. The way that you and Anthony and Joe trained me this year got me all ready. I mean, I started late in my junior year, but you guys prepared me is what we have to introduce to the newer kids coming into Iona with our last year coming up.
That's one of the nice things about being a senior is that you're not only doing the things yourself, you're training others to see them pass the torch, and it's a pretty cool feeling to have.
Oh, it is. I remember when I was in high school being a senior and kind of with incoming freshmen, just getting to talk to them, introducing them to new things, introducing them to clubs I was part of. It was definitely a great experience to be that kind of leader and prepare kids for the future.
Well, Rob, we spent enough time talking about ourselves. Take a quick break. We'll be back. We'll talk about some other people, maybe some professional athletes a little bit, and then we'll call it a show. You do not want to miss it. Ian Sachs, Big Shot Rob, talking about professional athletes.